2020 local government elections set for October are likely to be moved to next year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On Friday, the Independent Electoral Commission announced it will approach the courts to ask for a postponement of the polls. This follows recommendations by former Deputy Chief Justice, that's Dikgang Moseneke, that conditions may not be conducive for elections later on this year. Newzroom Afrika's Mbali Thethani has more.
The Independent Electoral Commission says it will now petition a competent court to deal with the postponement of this year's municipal elections.
We are aware that the scenarios before us, it's either the Electoral Court or the Constitutional Court. And this is the matter that our senior counsel is seized with, and they should be advising us shortly regarding that particular issue.
The IEC says the Commission unanimously accepted former Deputy Chief Justice Dikgang Moseneke's report. Justice Moseneke has advised the IEC to delay the 27 October elections. In addition, he recommended they should be held before the end of February 2022. This is all due to the COVID-19 challenges, but the IEC says while the process gets underway, it still has a constitutional mandate to hold elections.
The Commission does not have the authority to change anything as far as its constitutional and legal mandate prescribes. So what we're saying, in light of the report, we have called for a report to be tabled that it would not be feasible for us to conduct the elections. So we are now making approaches, and in that process we are still working with our counsel, and before we file we would have the answers that you're seeking now.
While Justice Moseneke's report is not binding, it's still not clear when the IEC will approach the courts or how long this process will take. While the IEC has adopted Moseneke's report, it's still not clear whether South Africans will have elections postponed. The Commission's counsel will deal with the issue around which court to approach. In the meantime, the IEC's calendar remains. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mbali, Thethani in Centurion.
Staying with the story, elections analyst Wayne Suzman believes that this may lead to a difficult process.
This is a very difficult process, but the IEC has made it clear that it has to take place before the end of February. We know, as the former leader of the opposition, Mbali, said, there's very little chance of this election happening in Christmas, very little chance of this election happening in January, because people go home or people go on holiday during the festive season. We also know that it's possibly, even though November, it's not much further than October, are the IEC going to go to the court just to delay the elections by a few weeks? So it does look like February is the most likely time for this extension, for the elections to take place in this extended period. But the million-dollar question is, what if there's a fourth wave? The one thing I'd be optimistic about is that I think a lot of people, hopefully in the 35 plus age groups, will have been vaccinated, so less people will be needing to be hospitalized, less people will, hopefully not so many people will sadly be losing their lives, so people might be more confident in going to participate in the democratic process.
Sussman adds that political parties should consider being innovative on how to rally during the period of the pandemic.
Political parties have to become more innovative, and we have to ultimately give South Africans need to know that elections are going to happen freely and fairly and regularly, and I would hate to see the elections postponed beyond February, because I think it's important. Not necessarily for people, I'm not saying that people should vote for new parties. They can carry on voting for the same political parties they've supported in the past, but vote for new candidates. I think those political parties will want to put up new candidates, fresher faces, new people with energy and ideas, and the longer we delay the election, the more the enthusiasm of those candidates and those parties will wane.